it's no longer something to hide about that Arsenal are interested in a winger. And obviously, on the 3rd of November, a story came out indicating that Arsenal are so much interested in signing Noah Okafor, the 22-year-old Swiss player who plays for Red Bull Salzburg in Switzerland. Not so. It plays in Australia. Not so Australia, one of those. And now a story has been really given a lot of vibe from the sporting director of RB Salzburg that they are really interested in a team which goes, in a player. They are going to welcome money, all bids for this player who goes by the names of Noah Okafor. Then I'm bringing you what is happening in the camp of Brazil, your favorite Arsenal players, Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus, and how they've trained. And lastly, we are going to talk about Cedric Soares really wants out of Arsenal. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? Smash the like button. I believe you're left with like 50 subscribers to hit 8,000 subscribers on this channel. And guys, please go ahead and do the needful and subscribe to this channel. Now, without further ado, allow me get into the story that has come to my know right about now. Now, on the 3rd of November, Features Football, they went ahead and told us that Arsenal are reportedly leading the race to sign Red Bull Salzburg forward Noah Okafor in the January transfer window. Mikel Arteta wants to add a forward to bolster his squad and wants a striker with different qualities from those of Gabriel Jesus and Edin Nketiah. When you look at that story coming in out, Noah Okafor is like João Felix. He can play as a central forward. He can play as a left attacking forward. He can play as a right attacking forward. Now, I've seen lots of similarities in the kind of players that Arsenal are really needing. Even Modric can lead the line. He can play as a left attacking midfielder and maybe on the right, as at the age of 21 with his skill set, I believe he can be changed into another right attacking winger at Arsenal. When you look at Okafor, he plays perfectly in all the three attacking positions of the front. So there is a lot of similarity in the players that Mikel Arteta is putting lot of attention to in the January transfer window, meaning that he knows where he's going. He needs like 2-3 players, but these players he's eyeing at must be versatile. And all of the players you're talking about that being linked to Arsenal, the versatility of them playing in more than 1 or 2 positions is really at their forefront. Look, João Felix, he plays in 3 different positions of the forward line. For him, he plays even because he can play as a what? He can play as a central attack midfielder. Look at the other player. He goes by the names of Cody Gakpo. Still, Arsenal are really looking at Cody Gakpo, though United is leading the rest. He also plays in 4 positions. Look at Noah Okafor. He's the same kind of player who does a lot and plays in. Even a player who goes by the names of Marcus Thuram, that player who plays for Borussia Mönchengladbach, and he's at the World Cup with France. He has 15 goals this season. He is good at that, and obviously he is one of those that Arsenal is looking at. So it shows you that who is the kind of player that Arsenal are interested in. As far as signing as a winger, he must be able to come on and play different positions, as being told by Fichajes coming in from Spain. And obviously, they've gone ahead to let us today that Salzburg sporting director frowned. I think there will be a bit more going on in the transfer market than in the recent years. Okafor really took off last year. I hope he plays a good World Cup. Then Okafor's talk can become very interesting. I'm not ruling it out, or he's not ruling his sell out. So Arsenal fans, this guy Okafor, United is looking at him, Arsenal is looking at him, and very many other teams, especially in the Premier League, are really looking at this guy. This guy is really exciting. If at all you've seen him, he has the pace, he runs, his skill set is good, and he is really young, 22 years of age. When you look at his stats and obviously what he has this season, there is no way you come out and not really praise this guy. He has so far played 1 game for Switzerland. If at all you watch that game of football, he was really there and he played very well. In the UEFA Champions League, he played 6 games and obviously had 0 goals. How many assists? Did he put in an assist? No assists, but obviously he really played a very good role, though they really got out of the Champions League. And obviously that gave him another limelight or spotlight into the Champions League, and very many teams really got to know about this guy. So the scouting team of Arsenal really is scouting at players that are really mystery, and they let us know about them for the very first time. You know, for Mikhailo Modric, I never knew about him. Arsenal brought him into the picture. Look at Fabio Vieira, I never knew about him. Arsenal brought him the picture. Marquinhos, I never knew about him. Arsenal brought him the picture. Gabriel Magalhaes, it's Arsenal that scouted him and brought him. So credit to Arsenal and what they are doing. You know, sometimes I feel envious at Arsenal because of the way they are really doing work rightly. And obviously, I pray one day, one time that my team United really does business like that. So Okafor, to me, I believe Arsenal are going to be looking at him in the January transfer window, and obviously the sporting director of Salzburg has confirmed to us that he can't rule out the selling of this guy. That's it. And his only prayer is that he wants him to bluster at the World Cup, and when he blusters at the World Cup, that means they would call for like 40 or 50 million euros for this 22-year-old player in the names of Okafor. So that is a story coming in from obviously Ficharges as far as Okafor is concerned. Now, a story that is not going to excite most Arsenal fans, but some of Arsenal fans will really be great when they hear this story. It's all about a man who goes by the names of Cedric Soares. And obviously, we are getting it from a man known as Michael Bridge. While talking to the Give Me Sport, he told us that I think Arsenal may be willing, maybe we'll see 1 or 2 coming in and 1 or 2 going out in January, but I think it would be quality coming in and surplus going out. I don't think Arsenal have to worry too much yet about any big names leaving. So Arsenal are really going to let in 2 or 3 players, and obviously they're going to let out go some of the players. If we are to discuss about the players that we think Arsenal are really going to let go, I believe Sambi Lokonga might request for a loan if at all Arsenal bring in Danilo and Tielemans. Then there is a possibility that if at all Arsenal brings in a winger, Reece Nelson might be loaned and given a new contract, then loaned. The other player that might be seen out of Arsenal is obviously Cedric Soares. 30 years of age, looks like he's not part of the plans of Mikel Arteta because Ben White is now playing as a right back, and even Tomiyasu has been shifted into playing as a left back and not winning that right back position back as he used to play it last season. Now, Michael Bridge has confirmed to us that there is a lot of interest in Cedric Soares, and my understanding is he wants to move out, but Arsenal won't allow that unless they bring someone else. So, is Cedric Soares a player at Arsenal that can really make them shiver when he says wants out? I believe they are going to let him out if at all he wants out, because they are really having 2 players, Tomiyasu and Ben White, to play into that position. Cedric Soares, at the age of 30, he's having lots of injuries disturbing him at Arsenal. I believe it's time he left Arsenal. That's it. It's time he left. It's time he left for me, and I don't believe he's really going to go all out and be denied his desired move to go to a club where he wants to play. Do you think Cedric Soares will be blocked from leaving Arsenal? I doubt. I doubt that they can block him to leave Arsenal, because Arsenal look like they have better plans and they want to bring in young players. With Ben White doing the needful as a right back at Arsenal, I believe Arsenal will look at offloading this guy. Now, Michael Bridge has continued to let us know that my information is that Mikel Arteta feels they might be a little bit light, so they might stop one of the fringe players going. I believe being light with Cedric Soares, I think they don't add up. Arsenal has gone ahead to play a very good game of football and beautiful game of football when Cedric Soares has been away and his absentia has not been felt. Ben White has shown that he's not an injury-prone player. The only problem is that Tomiyasu, his deputy, has shown that ever since he returned, he looks like one of those players that can't live out without injuries. He plays some 2, 3, 4 games, he gets an injury. Even right now, at the Japanese national team where he is, he got another injury, and that is a hamstring injury. Obviously, he never played in the game today where they lost to Costa Rica and is returning in the game of Spain. So maybe that, but I believe that can be a factor to stop this guy from really leaving the club which goes by names of Arsenal. Reason being, he might be asking for more playing time, of which Mikel Arteta won't be willing to give it to him, unless otherwise he's okay with it. But if at all it has come out in the news that this guy really wants out, obviously this guy will be given what he wants to leave a club which goes by names of Arsenal. Maybe the other factor that can keep him at Arsenal is simple, because Arsenal looks like they are going to go in and win all they are in a contention to win the Premier League, and he wants to be part of the success of Arsenal. That can keep him at the club. You never know, but according to me, if he says I want to go, he will be let go by Mikel Arteta. Not so, I believe it that way. Now, tomorrow, Brazil is really going to be one of those teams that is going to play into the World Cup, and obviously they are going to play Cameroon. Not so, they are playing a team which goes by the names of Cameroon. Let me be exact. Let me get my World Cup fixtures right here. Brazil is playing Switzerland. Yeah, that's it. Brazil is playing Switzerland tomorrow. It's the second last game before Portugal plays Uruguay. So, that game of football has seen photos of two Arsenal players train with the Brazilian national team, and that is Gabriel Magalhães and obviously a player who goes by the names of Gabriel Martinelli. In the photos is Gabriel Jesus, who came on and played like 18 minutes in the game of Serbia, where Brazil won it by how many goals? Brazil won the game of Serbia by 2-0. Richarlison going in for the first one, and the second acrobatic goal that really went to contend for the goal of the tournament in the World Cup. Obviously, that is Richarlison's goal that is scored. And Gabriel Jesus is fighting hard to see to it that he really makes it into the starting 11 of a team which goes by the names of Brazil. And I saw Rivaldo coming out and saying that second goal that Richarlison scored against Serbia, or the amount of productivity that Richarlison put out in scoring those two goals against Serbia, have really ruled out Gabriel Jesus from starting. But for me, I believe there are two different kind of players. If you tell me on Richarlison or Gabriel Jesus, I go with Gabriel Jesus. But the problem people don't know about Gabriel Jesus is simple. Jesus had a problem. He never played in most of the qualifiers. Do you know why? At Man City, he was not getting enough playing time. And second, he was not being played as a centre forward. Now, at Arsenal, that is being played as a centre forward, he has gotten his chance to be recalled at the Brazilian national team. And I believe he's going to be so much useful to them at the World Cup at a point X, because he is a different kind of player altogether. With Neymar out, I believe Jesus has a chance to come out and really play a very big role into this game of football. And this is Freddy training alongside Gabriel Jesus. Let's go to Gabriel Martinelli, who came on and played some 10 minutes when Vinicius Jr. was taken off. And obviously, Gabriel Martinelli came on through. Gabriel Martinelli here is with Marquinhos. And obviously, in the World Cup of 2018, this boy was in the 4th division team of Brazil. That's where he is, and that's where Arsenal got him and brought him at a club which goes by the names of Arsenal, and he's doing great, and now he has made it to the World Cup. Now, this is Martinelli, and obviously the right back of Brazil, the veteran and the legendary, that is Dani Alves, a man who came out and added more ingredients and minerals into that right back playing position of Brazil, as to what Cafu had really done. Obviously, to me, I believe he played better. He added a lot going forward than Cafu. Though Cafu was really great, but this guy, Dani Alves, also goes into the contention of one of the best right backs of Brazil. And provided they win the World Cup, he's really going to be in the negotiation or the talk of who is the best right back of Brazil for the last how many years that I don't even know all about, because he's really great. So that's what I had for you today. Arsenal or Okafor interest. Cedric wants out of Arsenal. And obviously, I've shown you the players of Arsenal training at the Brazil national team. And I think tomorrow I'll bring you the Arsenal players training with the England national team. Rokani David is my name. I sign out for now. See you later. But I hand you over to the Almighty Lord protect you abundantly. I'm returning with the match reaction of Spain versus Germany. 61 minutes played. It's still 0-0. And let's wait and see who can go in and really break the dreadlock before the 90th minute is going to come. And obviously Spain is having the majority of the possession, but Germany looks like they want to play a counter-attacking team and hit Spain on the break, but obviously they've not been given a chance. May the Almighty Lord protect you abundantly. I'm out.